and welcome back to the Roads of Elden. Last time we had a look at the eastern side of the Rauh-Ruins, and today we will have a look at the western side. The more interesting side, I should say. If we have a look at the map, this is what we looked at last episode, and today we will do this part over here, and this is where the action really starts. The layout is a bit more complex over here. There's much more to see, much more to grab, much more to fight, and it's also quite a bit more difficult. But let's start with this bridge over here, because this bridge is kind of dangerous, as you can see in the background. A golem is going to stand up, and right now he's not doing anything, but once I press this button, he will see me, and this is what he will do all the time. It's extremely telegraphed, this attack. Let me quickly rest again and turn on the hide mechanic again. But this is extremely annoying. It's a telegraphed attack, yes, but I don't know, it feels very artificial and kind of out of place. Having a look at this bridge over here, it looks like an aqueduct, transporting the water from one side to the other. So there must be the spring, must be over here somewhere, probably in the mountain, and they're transporting it into the main part, but maybe not. Over there's a waterfall, so they have water that is quite a bit higher up than this one, so I don't know why they made it this way. Looks nice though. Looks like a generic nice roadway. But you're supposed to panic here a little bit, to be a bit quicker on your feet. Luckily this bridge is broad enough that you can dodge one of these fire tornadoes. For example, you start out on the left side, then you slowly walk towards the right, because this is where you need to be at some point. Also indicated by this item that we can grab here on the left side, that we should stick to the left. And then once it's clear, we can go over to the right side. And we have to jump down here. Which is kind of... the layout is a bit weird here. So it kind of looks like these two places were connected with each other, but not really. Like if we have a look at the map, there are two... It doesn't really fit. Like this one, this bridge part, has a waterway in the middle. Like this is not an accident. This is not caused by destruction, that the water is flowing down there. This is made on purpose. If we have a look at the map, it kind of looks like these two parts should be connected. But they look completely different. Like this is a broad way, there's not really a the water part in the middle. This is a completely different tile or part of a bridge. So I wonder where this is supposed to lead to. I mean, down here are also a few ruined pieces, but this doesn't really connect. This doesn't connect at all, which is kind of odd. But oh well. Maybe one part is on top of the other, but that doesn't really make any sense. This piece... we'll have a look at these parts a bit later as well. But now we're here on top of the stairs. The golem is no longer annoying us with the fire tornado attack, but with other attacks probably. And now we're here. let's get on torrent and see what our options are. With this underground part, let's see where this leads us to. There's a spirit spring in the middle here in this court. And this area is really surrounded by most of the level. And it's kind of nice that it's hinting at a quick travel piece over here. If you unlock this one, it makes the game much easier. Of course, or this part. Of course, you can just simply use Moog's or Margit's Shackle to unlock this early. Do I even have these? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But for the sake of this video right now, I'm not unlocking this, and I can't even because I don't have the shackles. But so far we can't really do anything down here. And there should also be, if I go back a little bit, this is where we came from. If we go over here, there should also be this weird area where there isn't really much to do here. Like, it's a big empty space, and I feel like they missed some opportunities here. They could have put a legacy dungeon down here that is maybe unique to the ruins themselves. That would be kind of nice. A Rauh-Ruins themed dungeon, not legacy dungeon, normal dungeon I mean. Would be kind of cool. But sadly there's nothing. And this of course is the golem arena. Big open area, bunch of water here, so you can... I think this works still in this game, right? You can roll in the water and then you take less fire damage. Let's see. 5-9, 2-5, and then 5-9. If I... how do I dismount? Already, how do I do that? Holy shit. I've played too much Monster Hunter. Oh no. This. Okay. Played too much Monster Hunter. Is it working right now? Yeah, it is. I have probably more fire resistance when I roll in the water. So kinda nice that they give us this option. Let's just say we've defeated the fire golem, or furnace golem. Now we can continue onward. And this is where we get our set of grace. And so far there is only really one way we can go, which is this way. Inside these ruins over here. But let's quickly have a look over here, what there is, or what there is not. Because here we have this big staircase that also connects, that currently connects us to this place over here. But I'm not really sure. Once we're up there, we might have a look at all of these bridges and walkways and see where they could lead to. Funnily enough, we have a small... it's not really a trap, but there's an NPC that throws this rock constantly down the stairs, even without the player's presence, which is kind of weird. Do we have a similar projectile? I don't think we have this as a spell, like this dude has. Would be kind of nice. Another spell that got cut for the player. But we might have a consumable item that is similar to this one. Let's see. We have fire coil, we have fire sprite stone. What is this one doing? Is it this one? Yeah, it's the fire sprite stone. Unfortunately, it's not a spell. And even more unfortunate is that they like to put these caps on these items. You can only hold 10 or 20 of these at the same time. Which is, I don't know, I don't like this artificial blockage. Is the potboy holding anything? No, not really. Okay. Let's continue upwards. And I see I have a little bit of stick drift once again in my controller. That is not good. But here we have a slightly open space. This is where we come from. And there are a bunch of these dudes throwing these sprites at us. It's kind of annoying hearing these sounds. Let's get rid of them. And they also drop these stones, which is nice, so you can farm them here. Spirit calculus. Kinda boring. Alright. Here we need to be a bit more careful. And with careful I mean know where we are going. Because I said it's getting a bit more complex, and this is actually where it starts. If we go to the left, this is where we came from. If we go to the left from there, we have an elevator over here. Let's quickly see where this one leads to. This one goes up. And it leads to this upper part over here. Let's quickly have a look. While we're here, let's quickly have a look. This is one path. We can jump down these structures that seemingly serve no purpose other than for us to jump down. Then let's go this way. Now we're on this big platform. Alright. And this always feels a bit strange. Like, is it fog? Yeah. It's like reddish fog surrounding this building up there, which looks a bit weird to me. Always looked a bit weird. This is the boss arena up there. Probably. Yeah, this is the boss arena. And it's surrounded by reddish fog, or pinkish red fog, hinting at Scarlet Rot. Yeah, fuck it. While we're here, let's see what this area has to offer. Is the annoying feature already here? Yeah. There's this arch up there, which is very annoying because when we are down here, like one story lower, this is the area that we would have ended up at when we took the other path, not the left and up the elevator, but the other path, like straight ahead. And this is where we would end up at. And then we have this golem archer up there that constantly shoots at us. And it might even shoot at me up here, I'm not sure about that. But while we are at this position over here, we have one of these divine bird warriors. We have divine bird feathers as a spell. Not really that good of a spell, to be honest, which is unfortunate. And then this is where the Scarlet Rot starts. But we can also go this way, and this is where we can activate the Spirit Spring. By destroying this, we can technically jump down here and we can jump back up again, which is quite nice. So now this is unlocked. And now we have a few options, right? We can jump down the weird area right next to the elevator. We can continue through this corridor over here, or we can continue down there. I will continue up here now, just because I'm here at this moment. And let's see what this area has to offer. This is all Scarlet Rot. And then we have a few Kindred of Rots here, where some of them are quite dangerous, casting not the pest threats, but the pest... Oh, he can hit me. Not the pest threats, but the pest spears. And this is also the area where I got invaded by Hornsent. This is what happens if you kill Mesmer together with Hornsent. If you kill him together with Hornsent, then he will invade you over here. And he's quite dangerous, especially this one. This move is extremely dangerous. He's using a version of the... Where is it? It's a consumable item of one of the Baron items. With Omen Baron, Regal Omen Baron, and he's using the Horned Baron. And his version deals extreme amounts of damage. So be careful. And when you finally kill him, either together with a ladder, or over here, or in a different location. There are 3 different locations where you can kill him, I think. Technically 4 or 5, if you count every overworld meeting points, then you will always get his armor. But this is where you're getting invaded. This is also where we get the pest threat spears, which is what these pests are using. And then we have an elevator over here, which connects us to the other story, the lower story. And we have the staircase over here, which leads to the front of the boss arena. We can have a look around. Maybe there's one or the other item up here. In this case, there is not. But then we have the... Then we should have over there a Site of Grace right in front of the boss arena, which is quite nice. So let's activate this one. Rest a bit. And there we have the boss arena. But I want to explore other areas. So right now there are only really 2 areas left. We've crossed out the final one. This is in front of the boss, which is nice. This is also probably the fastest way of getting to the boss, other than using Moke's Shackle and jumping up here directly. But now we have 2 options. One way is down here again, which I will probably do now as well. And the other one is continue, like going down the elevator again, and then continue in this area over here. Like you can see it as 3 different areas. The lower area where we start out at. This is the courtyard with the spirit spring. This is where the furnace golem is. Then the second story, like the first floor, second floor, which is the area where you're getting shot at by the golem archer that is standing up on this hill. And then the area up here, which we just cleared. And technically there's a lower level, which I'm going to explore right now. If you think of it, it's not that difficult to navigate, but doing this the first time is a bit overwhelming, especially if you have to fight your way through the area. not just exploring it like me right now. There's not really a distinct way of getting down here. You might take some damage here and there, but it shouldn't really matter. You can always throw down one of these rainbow stones in order to see if you survive a fall, because they look quite deep. There's also an item down there, and we can probably just jump down here. Doing some parts on torrent might be a good idea, because of the double jump. Then you can skip areas like this, for example, or you can directly jump over to some parts. Don't go any lower, or don't try to go any lower. This is as low as you can get down without dying. Even though this looks quite accessible down there, to be honest, but it's not. It is deeper than it looks. Of course, here we have an elevator, but then we have this hole over there, and I wonder if we can... No, we can't jump in through here. Oh no, we can! Ooh, nice. But this is not the official way. The official way would be over here, of course. The quite obvious other path. Weirdly enough, we have a few horns and priests, or inquisitors, whatever you want to call these dudes, over here. There's nothing more on this grassy platform, because they're looking at their shrouded in a limb up there. I don't even know what the point is of this area, to be honest. You're just ending up at... Oh no, this... never mind. For some reason I thought this was would lead back to the... to this room over here. My bad. But still, what's the purpose of this area? No one knows. The level design right here is quite weird. Makes for a great level, but makes for a terrible world design, I must say. Or for a weird world design especially, with all these walkways and stuff. But jumping down there and going up this elevator ends us up over here. This is this walkway leading to the golem over here. And whatever this thing is. Right, there's the golem. And then can we see it from here? It's surrounded by these trees. Let's have a look at the skybox a bit. Because we're quite high up here with the tree. Then these veils that aren't really connected to any parts. We see the moon. Quite big. And we can actually see the sun. Or the very blurry part of the sun, I should say. But this is now where I will go down again. One side of Grace lower. Going to the beginning and changing it to daytime. Right now it's almost turning night. I like when it's bright outside and not foggy, but well, it is what it is. Let's go up to the second story and explore the Scarlet Rot part. Because now the majority of the areas that we will explore are sadly Scarlet Rot areas, or maybe you like them. It's really foggy. Oh well. Time to play with foggy weather. And unfortunate that fog is not reducing the visibility or the vision cones of enemies. That would be kinda nice. But I think it's purely cosmetic. But usually the golem will shoot at you over here, and it's quite annoying traversing this area. Now that I see it, in order to get to this item, you need to go to the other story. So let's do that. Let's take the elevator and ride up again. I'm pretty sure I've never or just once picked up that item that is over there on the roof. So I don't even know what it is. But I know it's glowing purple, so it's probably going to be a disappointment. Just some upgrade material that is luring me with the purple glow. With the epic glow, or what is it, like golden should be legendary, then this is probably epic. Like in every MMO, every game where you have different rarities. Yeah, it's fairly obvious you can jump to this roof. Then grab your prize. Shadow Realm rune. Or amazing, what a waste of time. This is quite the annoying area here. You're constantly being bombarded, so you can't really roam free. And then you have two of these quite difficult soldiers. But as a prize, you're getting your revered spirit ash. Isn't that nice? And you can't even stand here without getting bombarded. Where's my furnace golem? Oh, it's okay. It's not even. It's still chilling in the ground, apparently. On the ground. Man, this could have looked much better without the fog. It's quite ugly, isn't it? With this grey-ass fog. But at least the game is running better this way. Slightly. Quite unfortunate that it requires quite a few... quite a lot of power to run this game. And it still stutters. But now we have to explore this part over here. Which is quite the dangerous part. You're probably also getting bombarded constantly, and this doesn't help. But where do I start? There are quite a few things to do here. Because right now we have two options. We can go down the staircase over here, or we can continue through the Scarlet Rot area. And let's do the Scarlet Rot part first. Because this harbors a nice secret, or slightly secret. I'm not fighting these. Let's quickly go through here. This is the elevator that leads to the Horns and Invasion. If we go up here, we will end up in the boss arena. Or at the room. Here, the staircase. Where we were at before. Look how bright it looks outside from inside here. And let's go outside, and now everything turns grey again. Or it's not. I appreciate that. Looks much better without the grey gradient. But let's go down again. Oh, that's quite bright. Almost blinding. Almost blinding this area all of the sudden. But it kind of looks like acid. But it's luckily not acid. Luckily we don't have durability in this game. That's an amazing thing, I think. But this room is packed with these... with the Kindred of Rot. And they will bombard you, so when they see you and they're standing away, they're bombarding you. So be careful, pick your fights carefully. If you can, try to use ranged attacks or burst them down if you have the ability to do so. And then you might succeed. They're praying to whoever this is. We will probably see her soon enough. This might be the head priestess of this place, and she is the cause of the Scarlet Rot over here. And now we're here. If we have a look, this is where the Spirit Spring is. We can also jump to this place, I think. Actually, let me try that out. Quite far. But let me quickly see if we can. We should be able to reach that easily. It's quite high, but yeah, you can even skip this room. Isn't that nice? But what's so special over here? Right, you see, if we have a look over there, you see another one of these altars. But how do we get there? Right, maybe jump to this part and then over there. And what is... Oh, something is flying in the air. That's kind of weird. Don't tell me you can... Oh. Invisible platform. Isn't that amazing? And then you can transform your sword to get the Sword of Light. Amazing, right? But okay, there are quite a few more things to explore here. We have all of this stuff, all of that stuff that is below us, and now we are back at the ugly foggy. I hate fog. But we're done with the Scarlet Rot part, which is nice. So now it's time to explore the area over here. But just from the beginning. The beginning is the staircase over here. Do you remember? This is where the two dudes are, right? Where we get the revered spirit ash over this part. Now we can go down the staircase and explore the final part of this area. Almost the final part. The boss is missing and this part over here is missing as well. But let's have a look at what this place has to offer. Let's go over here first. This is the dangerous part, because here, at some point, we have another chieftain of these dudes. Is it this one? I'm not quite sure. It's probably that one, right? Let's see. Yeah, he's quite big. That's the chieftain. And this is the dangerous one. He has some dogs with him. And they're the big dogs as well. So this one is quite dangerous. As you can see, he's not staggering easily. And he has quite a lot of health. And he's not even worth to kill. So be careful if you're going through here. You might need some big weaponry. We could jump down here. But what's the point? First of all, explore this part. Or finish exploring this part. This is the second, so this is the other side from the staircase over here. Right, we went around the Spirit Spring area. doing one circle and now we're inside. Up there is a pot boy. You can see it flickering. So there must be something down there. And we might want to jump down at the spot where it's not that deep. Over here, for example. Jump down and see what this place has to offer. First of all, we see that it goes even deeper down. And then we're greeted by scorpions hanging from the ceiling. Some smaller, some bigger. They look so creepy. Holy shit, they're creepy. Let's keep going down. This is where we have the elevator that leads back up. But now we're on the lowest level. Weirdly enough, we have some pigs chilling right next to these enormous flying scorpions. But let's see what they're protecting, because, I mean, there must be something down here, right? And yes, you're right, there is quite the fancy spell down here. Aspect of the Crucible Bloom. We're getting Aspect of the Crucible Bloom, but we're missing Aspect of the Crucible, let's call it Stampede. And we're missing the arguably best aspect of the Crucible, which is of course Aspect of the Crucible Tongue, or Lick, or whatever you want to call it. If you remember, the one Black Knight that is in the Fog Rift Fort that uses this very special aspect of the Crucible attack that the player can't obtain, which is arguably probably the most useful aspect of the Crucible, or would be the most useful one, because you can grab an entity and pull them to you. Wouldn't that be amazing? Of bigger entities, it would do nothing but other than damage them. But wouldn't that be amazing? But no, we get this bloom attack that isn't really that strong, but it looks good, to be fair. I mean, it takes an enormous amount of time to cast. But now we're almost through. There's just one small thing, which is this area over here. That I'm not really sure. Could we reach this point? Maybe. Maybe if we could jump down from there, but how would we get up here? No, you have to take the Spirit Spring, I think. But is it worth it going up here? Let's see. Let's see what there is, if there is anything. I mean, we need to activate the Spirit Spring in order to get here, so there might be some good item here, right? Oh, and I shouldn't have done this. It's quite the dangerous part. This is not where ground is over there. These are just leaves. Let's see what's up the staircase over here. If there is anything. There indeed is a chest. And in this chest we have the Model Necklace +2, which raises robustness, immunity and focus, which is quite good. Raises everything except vitality, which is quite good. Quite good against Scarlet Rot as well. Now we can have quite the nice overview here. So let's see how these places would connect to each other. Let's start with this one down here. There's no water, so it makes no sense. Like, if you would continue this path, the aqueduct, let's call it the aqueduct, if we connect this, excuse me, to any area over here, like it would end up in that place probably, like somewhere on this cliffside. Kinda weird. If we would elongate this walkway, we would end up inside the aqueduct, like it would go straight into the aqueduct. Or maybe give it the benefit of the doubt and rotate. Maybe this place or this whole place got rotated a bit. Like if you would straighten these out, this would like rotate it this way, like clockwise. Then this one would end up maybe over here, and it's not, they're not connecting to anywhere. Maybe over there might be some connection point. It's a mess. Like these walkways are a mess. They're not really connecting to any senseful place, which is unfortunate. But whatever. We're almost through this episode, or through the area. There are two major things to do. We're doing one of them right now, and the boss afterwards. Because you could argue this is a secret. It's not that obvious that you had to jump down over here. It looked kind of odd, so... But yeah, there were some items, so... You can figure this out. It's not that hidden. And of course, you have this walkway and you have this area, and there must be a way getting there, right? So you're finally here, so let's see what this is all about. We have some nature over here. There isn't really anything noteworthy. Some animals that you could hunt if you like to do that. But other than that, no major items. Of course, you want to get rid of the golem, because this one is extremely annoying. And I wonder now, could you... Well, that might be a possible jump. Don't really want to risk it, because like that would be death, the death of Torrent in this case. But you can probably make that jump, maybe. But you can also take the normal route and get rid of the golem this way. Luckily his ankles are weak and not protected. There's some smithing stone on the bridge. But let's continue. Let's continue downward, because this building over here, this temple looking kind of structures, is the main attraction, right? So let's see what this is all about. This one collapsed. So it probably kind of looks like... It's really hard to say. It doesn't really look like it broke off here. It does not look like that, because if we have if we go down here at the Temple Town ruins, which I will do now, to have a look at the bridge part. And this one mainly. If we have a look up, they don't look shifted. They're not shifted at all. Right? So who the fuck built this place this weird? Like the carrying structure, the pillar or whatever it is called, it didn't shift. It would have been broken off, and nah. something weird. Something very weird happened here. Someone built this very weirdly. Like, it's not really lining up. It doesn't look broken off, because if we have a look at the base, if we have a look at the base of these structures, they're fully intact. So why the fuck would you build this structure into? It makes no sense. But let's see. What is so special about this area? First of all, there's some ruins over here. The frame rate is dropping. Shouldn't there be a Stake of America up here? Am I missing it, or is it just not here? Because I remember there being here some, whatever. Maybe it's down there, maybe it's nowhere. But here we have another boss. And this one is a bit special because he got a new element. And you might wanna take out this. Let's quickly turn him on. Normal wind attacks. Come on, second phase please. The main phase. And this is where shit hits the fan. Because this is the Deathblight stage and you have basilisks here. But the cool thing is with basilisks, if you have the beast repelling torch, they won't attack you. And you can even put it like on your back, so you're not having it. Look how they just are afraid of you. Where are my basilisk friends? No, they're gone. But yeah, if you're using one weapon, no shield, no whatever, you might want to use the beast repellent torch and put it on your back or something. It still works this way. Quite a nice tip. And this, by the way, works with every basilisk, but this is probably the best opportunity to use the torch here. Might be the best one. And from here, what we can technically do is jump down to this secret area over here, which is like, this is the area where you can teleport to with the belfry. That's the belfry area. You don't need to use the key thingy. But now that that is done, we can have a look at the boss. And for this boss fight, you can summon Dryleaf Dane. And if I remember correctly, and you have, like, if Hornsend is still alive, you killed Mesmer by, like, you spared Hornsend, you helped him defeat Ladder, and then you killed Mesmer without summoning him, then you can also summon Hornsent over here, and he's still alive. If you summon Hornsent in Mesmer's boss fight, he will sadly invade you. But let's see what this boss has to offer. Because, oh boy, this boss looks amazing. Is Dane attacking her right now? No, he's not good. So let's have a look at Romina. Where is it? Romina, Saint of the Bud. Let's look at her nice design. Excuse me, Dane, you are in the way. We have a centipede. Which is kind of odd, like there's a lot of clipping going on right here with the legs. Looks kind of strange. But we have a pink centipede. Seems to be modeled correctly. On the top of my head, I don't know how many of these pincers or mandibles or whatever it's called they have, but apparently this one has 3 sets and 2 feelers, then a bunch of different legs. Then at the middle it twists up into her lower half. Like this fusion down there, like in between these twisted parts of the centipede and the scorpion part. And it looks quite gruesome, the connection. And then she herself has like butterfly wings or maybe moth, some wings. Her arm. Is it actually a plant? No, it's like a sleeve. Looks like a sleeve, but it's connected to her arm. I'm pretty sure she is not wearing any clothing right here, so this is all her body. I want to have a look at her face though. Nah, wrong angle. Is one eye open? I can't really see it. Might be slightly open. The one that is not covered by the flower might be open. And of course our nice weapon. Usually we can get this and this is nothing different. It's a pretty nice weapon. Let's quickly, it's quite low down here somewhere. Should have searched it from the other side. Halberd, right? Yeah, the pole blade of the bud. Slightly smaller than hers. It's getting scaled down, unfortunately. And then at the end we have the scorpion part, like 8 legs. And the stinger that... No, it's oriented right, correctly. Usually you would have it behind you, but it's also... It's slightly to the side, and this has a reason. Like, the reason why they've done it is the profile, or the front. If you're looking at her from the front, then you can see every part. Excuse me, Dane, please get out of the way. Then you can see every part of her, which is quite nice. Imagine everything would be in a straight line, Like the centipede would be straight and the stinger would be straight like a normal scorpion stinger and not shifted to the side, then you couldn't really see, like you would only see the centipede part. But if it's oriented this way, you can see the centipede, you can see her in the middle, and you can see the scorpion part, which is quite nice. But let's have a look at her moveset. And let's see how long Dane can survive. Of course, I don't think I need to say it, but she creates Scarlet Rot build-up with all these attacks, and with the majority of her attacks. Everywhere you see these butterflies, she inflicts Scarlet Rot. And that spell that she just did, where she flew up in the sky, and you heard that pling sound, is actually a spell that we can already use. Oh, nice one, Dane. It's the one spell that we got in the valley. No, Dane, you need to fight her. Not coming back to me. That one. I wonder where the stinger is. Is it? Oh no, oh! I didn't see that. It's right below her actually. We can see it right now. It's kind of hard to see. But there's a stinger right here. Like underneath, where every part comes together. But it's getting bigger when she's performing the attack. Oh, this attack shouldn't inflict Scarlet Rot, really. I think when she's just swinging. Okay, Dane is dead. Let's see how much HP he took off. Oh, yikes. Looked a bit more impressive, to be honest, than it actually was. So let's get her in the second phase, so she's getting the extended moveset. Because right now there are a few moves that she didn't really use. And yeah, there we can see the big stinger. This is the phase change at 50% HP. Let's see if she gets an extended moveset or if it's just this one move, because so far it doesn't really look any different. She's also not glowing, so no buffs for her. This attack though is the new version. This is the extended version of an attack that she did in the first phase, just extended to the fullest. And it's also the attack that we can use when we have the weapon equipped. Let's quickly go back to the weapon and let's have a look at that. It's the Romina's Purification, where we dash twice and we have these exploding butterflies. So you can see, without her in the way, dash twice. Hey, she did it as well. Aw. There we go. Remembrance of the Saint of the Bud. And we're finally done with this part now. We're finally through this level. This is where the Scarlet Rod originated from, in this area, at least. That might not be the distinct origin of the Scarlet Rod, but this is where it started in, like in the lands, not between, but in the Shadowlands, excuse me. Similar to the Harlech tree where Melania is, or in Caelid where Melania first bloomed. Oh, I'm going back. Oops. Wrong side. Oh, I'm being dismounted again. Let's quickly turn off the HUD again. And then go back up without lighting the tree on fire. Early day, that's good. This Scarlet Rod kinda feels different, like, this might just be my interpretation, but Scarlet Rod isn't just Scarlet Rod. Depending on the person who it originates from, like every person has its different kind of Scarlet Rod. What do I mean by that? At least this is what it feels like to me. And what I mean by it is, if we have a look at the Scarlet Rod from Romina, we have these pinkish buds. And we have the Kindred of Rod, who are also more pinkish in this area. And then if we compare this to Melania's Scarlet Rod, which is just mainly orange colored, and there are these buds missing, and the Kindred of Rod always also look different, slightly different. So probably depending on who the patient zero or whatever of the outbreak is, it slightly transforms the Scarlet Rod. The function is the same, but that might be just my interpretation, but this is what it feels like, because here we get the purple butterflies. It looks quite nicer than Melania's Scarlet Rod, to be honest, even though we have some of the same assets, like these fungi, or whatever this is, that look like sores. They're the same in every Scarlet Rod area, but might be just my interpretation. Whatever. We are through this area, and this is what makes the Rauh-Ruins great for me. This is the area that... this is the redemption arc, so to speak. Because the first part, the eastern side that eases you into this place, quite frankly, is boring. To me, at least. This is the boring area. I don't like it. I don't like going through there. It's way too open, and there's not that much to do. It's just... it feels like a filler. But then... when we compare it to the western side, sorry, the pace picks up. Enemies are more dangerous. There are more enemies. This is probably the area with the most enemy variety. Probably. Like with the standard ghost-like people, we have a furnace golem. We have the blood fiends, and here we have Kindred of Rod. We have bird warriors, divine bird warriors, and beast warriors. We have dogs. We have, if only two, inquisitors over here. We have a golem. We have the lion dancer beast dude or dudes, and we have Romina. Like, we have an invasion as well. There's quite a lot of diversity in here, which I appreciate. This is quite the nice area. It got some complexity to it. Complexity, right? It's not as simple as that area. You actually have to think of where you're going and where you were before, otherwise you're getting lost, or you might get lost, or you might miss something. Got this nice secret with this part. We also have scorpions if I missed them. Or spider scorpions. Like, there's a lot to do here. And I would say, like, if I would rate these places, like the Rauh-Ruins east side is like to me it's like a 3. At least it looks good. I don't like going through that place. It's boring as fuck. And then this would be a 9. I really enjoy this place, or maybe an 8. Because I don't agree with that golem. With that fucking golem over here. This golem is only there to make this part miserable. It's already difficult enough with these with these warrior dudes down here. Like, come on. Or at least make the vision cone of this golem so that it only shoots at people on this bridge, but not at me when I'm standing here. But other than that, it's a nice area. Some secrets, like this part. Then the invisible walkway. No impossible secrets. But as I've said already, this is the redemption arc of the Rauh-Ruins. Down here, Temple Town ruins are part of the Rauh-Ruins. Boring. This right here, boring. West side, peak. Amazing. But let me know if you think the same, or if it's maybe completely different. Maybe you don't like the west side, maybe it's too difficult, maybe you don't like the enemy variety. Or for whatever reason, maybe you don't like it, maybe you have different reasons why you like it. Let me know in the comments, and next episode we will probably have a look at Inyar Elim over there. That's it from me, and goodbye.